Okay, we have Rockford on the left with Painter.
Good.
And Dave Kaplan on the right with Dimir. Basic Forest to start the game for Rockford. Thoughtseize. Let's take a look at the hand. Pyroblast, Red Blast, Phyrexian Dragon Engine, Fable of the Mirror Breaker, and 2 copies of City of Traders.
Let's take. Let's take the Fable.
Okay, Fable of the Mirror Breaker is selected. Poing is ready for Frog Mirrors. Gizlo says, what a rough day this has been. Thank God for 90s MTG and Chris. Thank you, Gizlo.
Goblin Engineer.
Goblin Engineer, floating a mana.
Well, 140 plus.
Kaplan think about responding to Goblin Engineer. Phyrexian Dragon Engine is hand, so don't have to worry about that going into the graveyard, but there are some nasty things that could happen. Okay, Forced Pitching Brainstorm, Goblin Engineer is countered. That makes a lot of sense. Power Blast, Red Blast stuck in hand. Otherwise, I'm sure Rockford would have been happy to counter that Force of Will.
Float 2. Engine, floating 1.
Okay, casting the Dragon Engine, floating 1, has red mana available now to cast Red Blast or Power Blast. Orcish Bowmaster gets flashed in. Okay. Getting the Orc army on the table. Now a Ponder resolves. Actually, it doesn't resolve. It gets red blasted. Okay.
Check.
Phyrexian Dragon Engine gets in for a 2-power double strike attack. Here's Painter's Servant. Most likely we'll name blue. Opportunity there to Pyroblast the Underground Sea. Sometimes you'll see that play. Brainstorm getting Pyroblasted, okay. A true blue spell gets countered by Pyroblast. Rockford just firing these off, hitting cantrips, knowing that the Red Blast and Pyroblast will literally face up on the table. I think that makes sense. Get use out of them, because Kaplan will clearly play around them.
Yep.
Phyrexian Dragon Engine continues to swing away, though. It's quite a clock. Looks like Rockford now has 1 card in hand. We don't know what it is. There's the Frog, Psychic Frog. Okay, a 3rd Pyro/Red Blast. Psychic Frog is countered.
Tech.
Okay, 4 damage comes in once again with the Phyrexian Dragon Engine.
Engineer, 1 floating.
Goblin Engineer, 1 floating. Gizlo says, just a thought, when was the last time we saw an actual Delver of Secrets? On this stream? That's a good question. But recently, within the last couple of weeks, within the last 2 weeks, maybe even. Grindstone into the graveyard with the Engineer. The Engineer or Painter will need to be dealt with. Undercity Sewer, Surveil. Rockford threatening to combo next turn. Potentially.
You know cards, right?
No.
It's not trigger.
We'll leave that there.
I don't know. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, Nile Spellbomb is a way to interact with Goblin Engineer. Goblin Engineer will likely try to get this Grindstone on the table, but Nile Spellbomb disrupts that pretty nicely. Here's Psychic Frog.
Oh, yeah. No, you don't. Honestly, this is the graveyard. I'll tell them now. Yeah, it serves the graveyard, but the graveyard stays still. Oh, sorry. This was the...
What could Rockford do about this Spellbomb?
Yeah, like... Yeah, I know.
So this costs 3.
You
did it.
Attacking with the Dragon Engine again. No reason not to. It's done so much damage already. And this is a lethal attack, so it will have to be blocked. Unlikely we'll see the Engineer activated until now Spellbomb can be accounted for.
Okay.
Orc Army down. Chump blocks the Dragon Engine.
This target Grindstone.
Okay, sacking the Painter, targeting Grindstone. Okay, maybe I was wrong about Rockford holding off with the Engineer. Graveyard gets exiled, including the Painter. Engineer's ability doesn't do anything. And another Painter from hand. Okay. Yeah, it's possible that Rockford should have been swinging with the Painter. That did cross my mind. I don't remember if Mana was open for Kaplan, though. A second Bowmaster is scary.
Sorry, Frog. Okay.
Frog is jumping here. Okay, Frog gets through for 1. Kaplan will draw a card. And another Frog. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to sacrifice this and cycle this.
Not sure who has priority at the moment. Okay, passing back to Rockford then. Draws a card. Billosaurus, thank you for the sub with Prime. At this point, Delver of Secrets is a cool and unique brew, says Bill. That's a take right there.
Dark. I drew the dark. I had to do was I was like, all right, I got enough mana. I was going to have to survive a turn of attacks.
Creatures got him.
Okay, attacking with both Phyrexian Dragon Engine and the Painter this time. Psychic Frog thinking about blocks. 2 cards in hand for Kaplan, so could grow, potentially, grow the Psychic Frog to 3 power. At least it looks like 2 cards in hand.
Okay. Dimir.
Discards the Dothy Voidwalker and a Verdant Catacombs. The painter will die in combat. Bowmaster will also die in combat. Well, the situation we find ourselves in now, Rockford still is swinging away with the Dragon Engine. Kaplan has some catching up to do as far as damage. And Goblin Engineer has a creature to sack, an artifact to sack, and an artifact in the graveyard. But maybe over the course of next 2 turns can draw some cards with the Dragon Engine. I'm not sure. It'll be risky for Kaplan to attack with both frogs, potentially. Karn the Great Creator. Okay. Okay. It's going to resolve. Kaplan is hellbent. Tick down. Grindstone.
Yep. Go ahead.
So Grindstone in hand now for Rockford. Found it with Karn using its minus ability. You can search cards that are exiled or your sideboard. Risky attack here for Kaplan and may just have to attack Karn. Just 4 life.
Not quite.
There is a Goblin Engineer that could block. Kaplan seeing that now. Would Rockford block? Okay, giving the frog flying, it looks like.
Karn. Yep. Sure.
Karn down. I don't know if Rockford cares. Kaplan will draw a card and then pass the turn.
I only have one. Yeah, last game he took a damage, this game I took a damage.
Coming. Swing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so when your fanatic comes in, you have to put the counter on the lifelink counter.
Lifelink counter.
If you play like in a competitive event, you miss that. Like you can't miss that. I just want to tell you something.
I'm just thinking if I want to.
Good habit to just. Frog is currently a 2/3. Phyrexian Dragon Engine is a 2/2 with double strike. Okay, Dragon Engine dies. Frog dies. Red Blast the other frog. Okay.
Yep.
Well, Kaplan had a daze for the Grindstone. Returned Undercity Sewer to hand, so Kaplan will be able to surveil. No artifacts in play now for Rockford, but has an Engineer. A little awkward. Lotus Petal, that's an artifact. Get back to Dragon Engine. Draw 3. Not bad. Not bad. Both frogs were defeated. Soul Guide Lantern, okay.
Frog. Yes.
Looking pretty good for Rockford right now here in game 1.
Okay.
Okay, another frog. Soul Guy Lantern gets sacked to draw a card. It can always be brought back with the Engineer. 3 cards in hand for Rockford. Looks like one of them is Fury, hard casting it. Frog dies. Phyrexian Dragon Engine swings for the kill. Game 1 goes to Painter.
Something or other, and I just comes with experience, I guess.
Well played by Rockford there. Rockford up a game. Okay, just dropping a fetch land, a Misty Rainforest, and passing the turn on turn 1 here of game 2. Kaplan was on the play. Great Furnace, Vexing Bauble, okay. Vexing Bauble, of course, shuts off Daze and Force of Will, at least being cast for their alternate cost. Also Grief, right? Okay, Undercity Sewer, Serval.
No, I know. What's our yeah, actually. I think it's a 4-5.
So it's like surgical, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. 2 card? 2 card.
Keep that. Okay.
Okay, Undercity Sewer left the card on top with Serval. Interesting. Nile Spellbomb. Not bad. And a Wasteland on the Great Furnace. So sometimes you'll see people hold on to these Wastelands to respect Urza's Saga, but Kaplan goes right after the Great Furnace. City of Traders. A little awkward.
Yuck, hate it. Go ahead.
Not a very productive second turn for Rockford. Maybe a great play to hit that Great Furnace. Hard to say, but appears so. Scalding Tarn gets correct.
Yeah. Good.
Basic Island, okay. Psychic Frog. It's back on the table. Simian Spirit Guy gets exiled for Power Blast. All right, it's countered then. It turns out.
And stuff. Pop. Yep.
Okay, second Vexing Bauble. Don't feel like we need that anymore.
This is not good.
So defenses come down a little bit. Force of Will Daze back online. What does Rockford have here? Okay, Lotus Petal was stuck in hand, maybe.
Go.
One card in it? Triggers.
Another Wasteland. Waste the City of Traders. Rockford with not much mana available now. No plays. All right, Spellbomb gets cracked here. Exile in the graveyard to draw a card. Kaplan feeling like we don't need that Spellbomb right now. Not good for Rockford.
On the lane.
Unbrazen Mark.
Activating ability.
Go ahead.
No, spell.
7.
Yeah. Yeah. He's got
Okay, Rockford with a full grip, nothing to do. Looks like there's a Fury in hand. Red Blast in hand. Psychic Frog resolves. Fury pitching Goblin Welder. Gonna try to kill this Psychic Frog. All 4 damage being assigned to the frog.
13.
Ooh, it looks like Kaplan might empty out the hand to save the frog here, but Rockford has a Red Blast. This might backfire. It might.
Go ahead.
Oh, man, a daze on the Red Blast, sacrificing the last permanent on the board. Psychic Frog lives, has 4 power. Gets through. Kaplan draws a card. Undercity Sewers was also put back in hand.
Okay.
Okay, that's Tamio, Inquisitive Student.
I'll play the sword. Yep.
Okay, left on top. Okay, Rockford found a land. This isn't over yet. Pyroblast a frog. Frog down. It's a big first step. Seeing this Painter deck on stream for the last couple of weeks, I mean, we've seen Rockford play it a bit, some other players as well. The multiple Pyroblast, Red Blast effects in the main deck is so good right now. Normally, they run those cards and they make everything blue with Painter, and then they blow up your lands or they blow up your ensnaring bridges and whatever. Whatever you have. But being able to kill Frog, kill Tamio. We saw cantrips get countered in game 1, and Rockford took game 1. Really good right now. Okay, Tamio flips into the Inquisitive Scholar. Pluses. No attackers for Rockford at the moment. Goblin Welder. Okay. Something.
No, you had Yavimaya in play. I'm an idiot. No, whatever. It doesn't matter. It did make mana because of Yavimaya, which I knew, but I forgot. Whatever. You know what? In my soul, I knew I lost. So.
-1 to get back.
Okay, Tamio will get back a Fatal Push out of the graveyard. It'll then be fired off to kill the Goblin Welder. That makes sense. And here is Psychic Frog once again.
And you played the Yavimaya, I'm like, okay, so the critical gets after mana. But then I forgot, and then I remembered after I lost. This game is hard. This game is hard.
Okay, Pyroblast on the Frog. Frog down.
For you, it's easy.
No, it's not easy. This deck didn't know this deck. Or is that?
Oh. What is it?
Okay.
And another Frog. Retro Frame Frog too. Is that bling?
No. It's a lot better with Frog. It's just like half Doomsday, mostly Dimir.
Fury getting cast here. Bill says I'm bringing Rug Delver back next Monday. The goose will be loose. Very interesting. Very interesting.
Go.
Okay, consigned to memory. Save the frog. Tamio ticks up to 5. Psychic Frog gets in for an attack. Kaplan will draw a card. Looking pretty good here in game 2 for Kaplan. Now Spellbomb now.
Yeah, first game.
Yeah, you're allowed on some.
Okay, someone coughed in the background. We're going to keep an eye on it.
11 damage.
This on top now.
Goblin Engineer. There's a Nile Spellbomb on the board, so its ability is a little bit less scary for Kaplan right now. What are we going to put in the graveyard? Is it Dragon Engine? Vexing Bauble. Okay. Makes sense to just throw something in there we don't really need. All right, then a fatal push on the engineer.
Plus.
Tamio ticks up to 7. Psychic Frog gets in for another attack. Psychic Frog generating a lot of card advantage here. Here's a Brainstorm. Okay, 2 cards go back on top. Okay, Grindstone hits. Not a lot to do with it at the moment.
Activate Tamio. Yeah, we can do.
Okay, Ultimate of Tamio gets a concession. Moving on to game 2. Game 3, actually.
More than I See, I'm like keeping like good hands. Yeah. But when you play a deck without force rule, you have to have a plus to turn 1. Yeah. So I started like mulliganing to like 5, sometimes even 4 more often. And it actually improved my win rate. I can see it. I've won Wolves to 4 with this deck before, but it's a lot harder for sure.
All right, starting off game 3 will be Rockford. Let's see if we're keeping the hand. Ooh, looks like a mull to 4 for Rockford. Okay, so only 4 cards in hand. Basic Mountain past the turn. This is going to be tough. Painter does have a combo that it can get down pretty early and finish the game. How good was this 4-card hand? We'll see.
You have no cards?
Okay, no second turn play for Rockford. A bad sign, I guess. Blue Delta gets cracked.
I was just like, I played from that. No, I know, that's what I mean.
Okay, Owner City Sewer Surveil. Can Rockford win after a mull to 4 and then no turn 2 play? I guess we're going to find out. Okay, Ponder for Kaplan. Okay, someone else coughed. We're going to have them thrown out. Okay, found an ancient tomb. Goblin Engineer floating a mana.
Yep. Trigger.
Phyrexian Dragon Engine into the graveyard. Okay. That could be a way to... Alright, well. Fatal Push takes out the Engineer. Dragon Engine could be a way to refill the hand later and get back in this game. Ancient Tomb gets knocked out by Wasteland, though.
Dragon F5.
Thoughtseize reveals the hand. Pyroblast, Red Blast, Fury. I assume we're going to take Fury here? Alright, taking a Pyroblast, actually.
Or is that your... It's 17? Yeah, 17-3.
Okay, and a now spell bomb, not too bad.
Crazy combo on the mirror.
5 speed says the app we're seeing looks like Lotus, very similar to Carbon. I don't know. I don't know.
I would keep Daze's play or draw.
Yeah,
Grindstone on the table, holding just Fury and Red Blast in hand. Now spell bomb gets cracked. Kaplan will draw a card. Phyrexian Dragon Engine gets exiled.
Oh, this is stranded my hand that whole game.
No. Wait, I knew it.
Sure.
Time to get it.
Okay, that is the Ghost Vacuum. Not a lot to do with it at the moment. Upkeep fetching.
Or you take out like I keep it like 1 and 2 and 1 attack.
Yeah, John's sickle for that. I just got curious.
Because something happens, you just draw the
I was gonna say you guys would have 5 responses.
Oh, let's keep playing.
Okay, now spell bomb is in. Plenty of graveyard hate. Okay, now spell bomb gets cracked to draw a card. Verdant Catacombs, pass the turn.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Those Kozilek's commands.
For this mid-range crap.
When I roll the second one,
Yeah.
I say, okay, I can get out.
Yeah.
Which that's also why you can't go these medium points.
Not much going on with Ghost Vacuum yet. Rockford's graveyard is empty.
Like Daze is insane in your opponent.
Draw a card from Kozilek's command? Yeah. Or you made small. Oh.
Lonely Grindstone and Basic Mountain just kind of stuck. Dothy Voidwalker, okay. More graveyard hate. This one is a clock, though. Fury pitching Red Blast. Well, if this Fury gets countered, it will get exiled with a Void counter on it, which is nice for Kaplan. Hydroblast on the stack. Okay, Fury is exiled with a Void counter on it.
Nobody batted it like they just kept asking
Not much to do with the Ghost Vacuum now. The Voidwalker is going to start attacking, I guess.
These do not That's why I would have done that.
Yeah.
I would have.
Dr. Pepper's dropping some bagels on us.
I know. Yeah, that's what I was like.
And using there was something because I'm like, wait, I just like look back. I'm like, I draw. I'm like, wait, what happened?
I had no way to get rid of it. I need to
That's also why it's been really good too. One, we wanted extra cards for force.
Okay, another Grindstone, then passing the turn. Not very exciting.
I didn't even see him draw a card, but I guess that happened. Slack, man. You saw it?
Yeah.
If you ever asked me if you ever drew a card with Kozilek's man, I would have said no. I didn't even
Okay, another Psychic Frog makes its way onto the board. Rockford needs to start... All right, found a land. Rockford needs to start doing stuff. Okay, Fury pitching Red Blast. 2 and 2. Try and kill both. Kaplan, of course, discards a card and Frog lives.
Well, and the edict back in.
The Voidwalker dies. I think that Fury would actually go to exile, right?
Go ahead.
Okay, then a Power Blast on the Frog. Okay, so threats. Okay. Threat's gone. Ghost Vacuum removes a Fury that was in the graveyard. Yeah. Here's Goblin Walder. No artifacts in the graveyard right now.
So, me and Johnny.
Yeah, I think you're right, Atomico. The Fury went to the right place. Now that I think about it, I might have been mistaken there. Grafdigger's Cage. Okay, just continuing just to drop graveyard hate on the board. Goblin Welder probably isn't going to be doing a whole lot of interesting things. Grafdigger's Cage and Ghost Vacuum. 2 copies of Grindstone on the table. Kaplan has no threats right now.
Go.
Tamio, Inquisitive Student, will resolve. There's a Hydroblast in the graveyard, which is something that Tamio could get back later.
That's with Spellbound.
Okay, gonna swap Spellbomb and Grafdigger's Cage right now with Goblin Welder.
It's just like yeah, like just shit.
It's a Soul Guy Lantern.
Yeah, also there's just some so always different reactions.
Got 1 minute left.
Yeah, that's like Psychomania.
Okay, exiles Fatal Push with the Soul Guy Lantern. Tamio will attack, make a clue. The clue could be swapped with a artifact in the graveyard if Kaplan taps out. Okay, well, just sack the clue, so that doesn't matter.
I had 2 knights.
Kaplan also has a lot of mana. He wasn't going to tap out, let's be honest. All right, now Spellbomb, draw a card. And Tamio will flip into a Planeswalker. Inquisitive Scholar now.
Yeah, absolutely. You have Tabernacle? Okay. Tabernacle's good against me too.
Thinking about activating Goblin Welder here to swap Ghost Vacuum with something in the grave.
Get Italian.
Suck your cage.
And I'm like,
Then I'll sack the drum.
like sure.
Or buy a crappy card.
That's what I'm afraid of. I'm convinced that
Fatal Push on the Welder. I thought Rockford said to bring back Grafdigger's Cage, but I guess it's now Spellbomb on the board.
matchup.
Yeah. Long time ago.
Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Okay. Ninja God King says kids these days don't know what checklist cards are. Yeah, they have no idea.
That was supposed to be a Grafdigger's Cage. Because I welded your... It goes back in with the cage. Yeah, not the spell. Yeah.
Okay, so that's been corrected. It was supposed to be a Grafdigger's Cage on the board, so I'm with Rockford on that. I heard Rockford pretty clearly say cage, I thought. And I just heard time in the round called. We're in game 3. I don't see a definite win for either side right now. For a mull to 4 here in game 3, Rockford has put up enough of a fight to stay alive in turn 1 of extra turns, which we're about to enter. Can Kaplan win in 3 turns? It's probably more likely that Rockford can win in 3 turns if Rockford can assemble the combo. Wiki wondering why did he draw 2. I'm not sure who drew 2 and when and why. I don't know. Yeah, Dave would need to play a huge Murktide, says Pew Pew. Exactly. That's probably the only way. Okay, Wasteland on the City. That'll make Painter Servant Grindstone combo a little bit more difficult.
Sure.
Okay, Kaplan wondering, did I play a land this turn? Players seem to be in agreement that the answer is no. Okay, here's the Psychic Frog. Not too big of a threat here in extra turns. I mean, obviously you don't want your match to end in a draw, but after a mull to 4, I guess Rockford is like, well, at least I didn't lose the match and got a draw. Draw kind of feels like a victory after a mull to 4. Obviously, though, if you're Rockford, you want to combo off here. Ideally. There are 2 copies of Grindstone, which is interesting. I don't think Kaplan's going to, cast any shatters or anything in this game. But there could be removal for Painter. Fable of the Mirror Breaker has ticked up to Chapter 2. Looks like Rockford's thinking about discarding some stuff.
Discard 1, draw 1. Yep.
Okay, discarding Magus. A Tamiyo Ultimate isn't a win, though, right? I guess you could discard all the cards to the frog. This is turn 2. I guess that could happen.
Swing at Tamiyo. Trigger.
Okay, swinging at Tamiyo with the Goblin Shaman, making a treasure. Okay, the trigger of the Tamiyo becomes a 1/2. Psychic Frog will block it. Not sure why it died. Okay, it's back.
Oh, it's there. Yeah.
Okay, now it dies.
But there is a
Three mana. I think Kaplan, Rockford's only hope is to combo here. Needs to beat Tamiyo or the Frog. Likely. Goblin Engineer. I don't think there are any super relevant artifacts in the graveyard right now. Are there any artifacts in the graveyard? Doesn't look like it. Unless there's something I'm forgetting. Goblin Engineer could put something like Chaos Defiler or Dragon Engine into the graveyard. Or Painter.
So Soul Guy Lanterns there now. Just that's all. Yeah.
Oh, there's a Soul Guy Lantern in the graveyard. Okay.
Yeah.
There is a Grafdigger's Cage in play. That's true. Ah, yeah, that changes things. Okay, so it would have to be a... Oh, Pithing Needle's not bad here. Pithing Needle could be a good choice. I forgot about the cage. All right, Pithing Needle into the graveyard. Could potentially name Psychic Frog. Does Kaplan have a removal for the Engineer?
Better than me, but also decks like Smith, or even just.
All right, moving on to turn 3 of extra turns now.
looks really good.
Yeah. I'm like, no one said
Yeah, I like it too. It's nice backup.
Tamio can tick up. And on the following turn, ultimate, potentially. Reflections of Kikijiki will be summoning sick, unfortunately, on Rockford's final turn. Okay, Tamio ticks up. 8 loyalty. Basically can't be attacked. Tamio, that is.
Yeah.
Rockford needs to either beat Tamio or successfully shut off the frog with Pithing Needle.
No, you're playing for yourself.
No, I'm playing. It has a great.
As things stand right now, looks like we're moving towards a draw. Psychic Frog gaining flying. 1 card in Rockford's hand. Okay, attacking with the frog.
2? Yeah.
Found Fatal Push for the Gauntlet Engineer, and that might have been a game-winning Fatal Push, but we'll have to see. Soulland Painter on Rockford's turn, if it resolves, could be pretty good. Here's Kaido, Bane of Nightmares or whatever.
Okay. I will use its 0 ability. Surveil 2, then draw a card. Yep.
Surveil. Surveil 2, then draw a card if an opponent lost turn. Bill says, can you name every Kaito ever printed? I can. I know them all. They're all memorized.
It goes to your yard.
Oh.
Or, no, the one you just put it on the bottom. That's okay. I mean, you're not gonna get to that card again anyway. So.
All right. Should
Yeah.
shuffle?
No, don't worry about it. It's fine.
Okay.
No, okay, fine. Shuffle. Sure. Yeah.
All right, so a little bit of an error with surveilling there. It was supposed to be a surveil, but it was played as a scry. It's all good. Moving on to turn 4. Kaplan threatening with this Tamio Ultimate plus Psychic Frog. Reflections of Kikijiki becomes a creature. Ooh, Ensnaring Bridge.
Did you have it in your hand last turn? I had 2. Okay. Thank you.
Consigned to memory counters it, and that is the match. Kaplan gets it. GG's. Well played match. For a mulligan to 4, Rockford put up a hell of a fight. And it looks like Discord's still not working. Let's try to reload. Yeah. Anyway. Pastindia says Painter is really strong. Yeah. Prof. Patty, thank you for the sub with Prime 3 months. Appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, Discord not working for me for some reason, and I can't figure out why. If anyone could figure it out, let me know. Gizlo says Painter is such a good deck. Yeah. We're going to set up another poll for the Twitch chat momentarily to decide which match we watch next. Let's see what the options are. Which match next? Lands versus Death and Taxes, or Death and Taxes versus Cephalid Breakfast, or Cloud Post versus Breakfast, Cephalid Breakfast, Dimir Frog versus Miracles, or Lands versus Dimir Frog. 2 minutes to vote. Get your votes in. Reminder that we do have a Patreon. Join our Patreon if you want to help tabletop legacy coverage like 90s MTG grow. Join us on Patreon. Appreciate that. Okay, votes are coming in. That appears to be working. About a minute and a half left to vote in the poll happening right now in the chat. I'm gonna vote on this one. What do I want? Okay, I voted. I did it. Okay, looks like one option is running away with this poll. People are spending channel points on it. We also have a merch shop. Links are all over the place for that. Go check it out. Pick up a t-shirt, pick up a playmat. We also have hoodies. It's exciting. Close vote now. People are spending lots of channel points on this one. Close vote. Almost out of time. What is it going to be? Oh, super close. Lands versus D&T. Wiki contributed 9,400 channel points. Thank you for that. Let's set this up. Diving in.
Wait, how many people? That's how it works.
Okay, we have Derek on the left with Death and Taxes, and on the right we have Greg with Lands. Let's see how this plays out.
You rolled to 6, right?
Yeah. This doesn't win. Yeah.
Okay, Greg taking a mulligan, and it sounds like Greg is going down to 5. Derek on the left has kept 7.
You're on the play, right?
Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, this is definitely a keep.
Greg is on the play, it sounds like. Thinking about this mull to 5.
It's gonna be tough. Yeah,
That's like the draw.
Okay, 2 cards on the bottom. Take it away.
Got Mox, Caracas.
Yep.
Okay, Mox Diamond discarding Caracas. Urza's Saga. Life from the Loam, return Caracas. Okay.
Yes.
Good start for Lance. Could start dredging potentially. Arid Mesa for Derek, and then passing the turn. Okay. Bajuka Bog, Windswept Heath, Pithing Needle. Urza's Saga will tick up.
Caracas. 10 to low.
Life from the Loam, Bajuka Bog, and Windswept Heath. Get some back. Loam in the yard. Windswept Heath. Crack it.
Mistake. Go ahead.
I'm gonna just.
Oh, okay. There was already a land drop. Whoops. Good on Derek for noticing that. I didn't even notice. Arid Mesa gets cracked. We've had Death and Taxes a little bit here and there on stream. It's not like this deck has been on hiatus on 90s MTG, but we don't see it that much recently. But having played Taxes and Taxes adjacent decks and Vile decks and Legacy quite a bit, I really just don't like not having a turn 1 play. Does anyone disagree? We're going to see how this plays out. Thalia, not very interesting. Caracas is on the other side. Very weak play, unfortunately. Greg thinking about dredging here. Yeah, this is Death and Taxes without Urion. Dredging Loam, Thespian Stage, Dismember, Ghost Quarter. Okay. Thespian Stage, Dark Depths combo could be getting closer. We could also see Thespian Stage copy something like Urza's Saga with this deck. We don't have enough mana for that right now, but... Well, technically we have enough mana, but you would have to loam it back. If there was a Thespian Stage in hand, it would be different. All right, so Urza's Saga dies. After making a construct, wrong construct token, now Greg will search.
I think there's like serious considerations how you like you said with like intents and stuff like that.
What will Greg find with this saga? Sometimes you'll see Expedition Map, sometimes just another Mox Diamond, sometimes something like Shadow Spear or Pithing Needle. Not sure what Greg will find here. Maybe just an Expedition Map? Okay, Mox Diamond, fair enough. We'll have to discard a land as it enters.
I will discard a bog.
Okay.
Okay, discards Bajuka Bog, which is unlikely to be relevant. All right, there's the Windswept Heath that was almost mistakenly played the previous turn. Gets cracked. And we'll likely see Life from the Loam here as my guess. Getting back Stage, Ghost Quarter, Windswept Heath.
A bajillion cards.
I have 6, yeah. I have 6 cards.
6 cards in Derek's hand. Oh, we can't loam because of the Thalia. That's right. All right, so expiration, pass the turn.
Yeah, right?
Yep.
I know what it
You
is.
know what it is,
Cool.
yeah.
Draw?
Yep.
Last card in Greg's hand is the Life from the Loam, which I forgot for a moment there. Cost 3. Fair enough. Okay, so Derek will deploy a Caracas, which helps against Marit Lage potentially. Although, let's be honest, it's probably not going to help that much. Construct right now is a 3/3. There's 2 Mox Diamonds on the board.
Flicker Wisp?
Sure.
Trigger. I'm gonna blink. I'll blink this Mox Diamond. And then, yeah, I'll just pass in and it goes in your turn.
Okay.
Okay, blows up a Mox Diamond and then pass the turn. Okay.
Bounce Thalia.
All right, this time Caracas will be used to bounce Thalia, then Life from the Loam. Urza Saga, Thespian Stage. Oh, there was an Urza Saga in the yard too for Loam last turn. Anyway, Urza Saga gets played. Makes sense. What's up? Heath also played.
Right?
Yes. Fetch.
18.
Yes.
It'll make it cost 2 more, yeah.
One of the Mox Diamonds were found with Urza Saga, so Greg didn't have to pay anything for it. At least not as far as mana cost. Life in Alone, once again. Windswept Heath, Ghost Quarter, Bajuka Bog.
4 in hand. I think you know all of them.
All right, cool.
Swing 2.
I'll take 2. 17.
17. Pass to you.
Draw.
Yes.
That is a wasteland for Derek. I mean, not super interesting against a Loam deck with 2 Loams active in the graveyard.
Lion Sash.
Lion Sash not too bad here. Lion Sash not too bad. It will exile both copies of Life from the Loam. That's a great start for Derek. Flicker Wisp attacks. Okay. Shut off with the Life from the Loam. But Greg has gotten a lot of great use out of it already. Unfortunately, the Urza Saga ticks up to 2, and it will continue to make constructs, most likely.
I will play another exploration.
Sure.
I'll play Thespian Stage.
Yep.
I'll play Ghost Quarter.
Yep.
And I will play my
Army.
Yeah, I'm sticking on.
Bajuka Bog could be saved for later if pre-war Fumbleware becomes a concern, if there are relevant creatures in the graveyard. All right, plays Ghost Quarter, Bajuka Bog. Okay, fair enough. Bajuka Bog, fired off. Thespian Stage now available. Urza Saga is on the board. This could create some problems for Derek. Attacking now with the Construct. It's 2 power. That gets through.
Draw?
Yes.
Thespian Stage copying Urza Saga can be a lot to deal with.
White Orchard Phantom.
What does that do? Oh, that's shit. There's the battle disruptor 1 target non-basic land switch on the for a basic land.
White Orchid Phantom on the stack, text up on the screen, destroys non-basic land, basically.
Respond. One. Two. Make a construct.
I'm thinking.
Exile, right?
No, with destroying you get up to 1. You search library for up to 1 basic land, puts in play tap. That.
Yeah, it kind of ghost quarters a land.
Another.
Still in the stack. I will attempt to copy yours.
I'll respond.
Yeah.
I'll wasteland the Thespian Stage in response.
Okay, Wasteland wasted in response. Urza Saga destroyed by the White Orchid Phantom. And making progress, I guess.
Vial.
Either Vial, okay.
I'll move to combat.
Go to 12.
Okay, Flicker Wisp gets through for an attack. Derek is putting up a fight. Double Expiration for Greg is so powerful, but no Loams right now is a bit rough. An attempt to make a copy of Urza Saga was successfully stopped. That was huge for Derek. Attacking for 6, though. These constructs are a problem. No doubt about that.
Draw.
Mm-hmm.
Move to combat. 5 in the air.
Go 7.
Okay, and attack for 5. Drops Greg down to 7. Pass the turn, I think. Nothing for either player to Caracas right now.
And the turn, I'll besiege your Lion Sash.
I'll respond.
Sure. So it's not stuck. Oh, actually, no, it's not.
It goes in the yard as part of the cost of it. I'm going to exile your Thespian stage.
Yep.
I'm going to target Urza Saga.
Okay.
I get a basic land type untapped, right?
Lion Sash getting hit with Beseiju, who endures channel ability, and in response, exiling some cards from Greg's graveyard, including the Beseiju. Urza Saga and Thespian Stage all gone. Lion Sash dies, and Derek will search for a land with a basic land type. Finds a basic plains, puts it on the board.
Pass. Oh yeah, I pass that. Go 6.
Greg will fetch down to 6.
Good fetch.
There you go.
Okay, finds a bayou.
Yep.
Draw. That's a card. Swing 6.
4 blocks. I'll swords one of the constructs.
Sure.
So you gain 3. So you go 9, and then I'm gonna go to 6.
You take
Oh no, sorry, I
2
go to 7.
7. Yes.
Okay, so Swords to Plowshares takes out one of the constructs, and then Derek goes down to 7. Vial ticks up to 2. We know there was a Thalia in hand, right? Attacking for 5, and Dismember on Flickerwisp. That is successful. Greg pays no life for it. I thought Greg didn't pay any life.
3.
Okay, that was just the damage from combat. I thought maybe they made an error. So combat damage gets through. Here's a Thalia getting played from hand. Gets bounced by Caracas. Okay.
You know what? That's fine. Continue.
Draw. Swing 2.
I'll go to 5.
Go.
And set activate Vial.
Sure.
I'll take my turn. Just Thalia.
Okay.
Okay, Thalia goes back on the board. Vial will stay on 2. Interesting.
You're 7.
Unfortunately.
Recruiter.
Yep.
Search.
Yep.
Recruiter of the Guard searches for something. Can't help but feel like we'd rather have Vialed that in, but whatever. White Orchid Phantom is found. Nope. Still looking. Okay, but it ended up being a White Orchid Phantom anyway. Vial getting activated. White Orchid Phantom will be placed into play.
I'll hit Caracas.
It'll target Caracas. Bounce Thalia in response.
Move to combat. 2.
Attack for 2. Greg drops to 5.
Draw.
You cut. 5 cards.
The White Orchid Phantom is a 2-power first striker. Construct is a 2/2. Greg scoops it up. Okay.
Slow started and you obliterated me.
Derek takes game 1. So everything worked out for Derek there in game 1. Greg will be on the play here for game 2.
So very upsetting. Can't keep it.
I'm gonna try it.
Okay, Greg takes a mulligan. Derek will keep. Tank Terry in the chat has excellent emote selection. We continue to be impressed, Tank Terry.
I mean,
Where does Tank Terry get all these emotes, everybody? 5 speed appreciating the fight by Derek. Turn 1 Reclaimer. It's a good start. Oh, yeah, so turn 1 play. Let's do it. All right, swords on the Reclaimer. I dig it.
Ouch.
19.
Expedition map, life of Lomo targets.
Okay.
Go.
Okay, plays an expedition map and then plays a life from the loam. You don't have to have any targets for loam, so we'll just be put into the graveyard. And Greg could start dredging next turn, which is scary. Arid Mesa gets cracked. Sorry for the glare over the graveyard. We'll take that up with our production team. Basic Plains and Stoneforge. Okay.
Yep.
Now, I'm curious what Derek will look for here. College of Complete can be shut down by stuff like Maze of Ith, for example. Okay, I was just going to say Lion Sash could be pretty good at stopping the loam thing, and Lion Sash will be the choice. That makes a lot of sense. I think that would be my choice if I were Derek. For sure. Life from the Loam gets dredged. Haywire Might, crop rotation, expiration. No lands flipped. Not too bad for Derek. Luma says, first time here, love your YouTube videos. Thank you, and thank you for being here. This is the real show, after all. There's Maze of Ith. So there would have been a challenge for College or Complete to get across the finish line. So I like the choice of Lion Sash here, for sure. Life in the Loam not currently in the graveyard, though, which creates a awkward situation. Expedition map might get cracked here. I could find... Well, it depends on how the next few turns play out, I guess. Here's Rishidan Port, not too bad. Little awkward not to have access to Stoneforge, though, if you use Port. I think we have to prioritize Stoneforge if we're Derek here. Get that Lion Sash up and running. We know Greg rather has Dismembers and removal. A Tabernacle could be kind of annoying.
Okay.
Upkeep?
Yep.
Yeah, proceed.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't think it would make sense to use Port on that upkeep. Derek agrees. Gotta get that Lion Sash. That's being stage, okay. So there's a chance. I guess Exponential Map was not used there. College of Complete was in hand. Okay, College of Complete comes into play. There's a chance Rishidan Port could tap down Maze of Ith and then start swinging with Cauldra. It's a little bit expensive, but could be a way to win. Ancient Tomb getting activated here. Expedition Map getting sacked.
I didn't draw like a single
No.
except you wasted me.
Sure.
Beseiju. Ah, yeah, that could be a way to beat the Lion Sash. Beseiju. I forgot about Beseiju. Wait, what is happening? Beseiju on the port? No. Never mind.
Draw. That's funny.
Part of the stupid fucking Master's Wasteland.
Like as soon as you see
Phantom?
cast it,
Okay, White Orchid Phantom. I could hit Maze of Ith. Okay, Maze of Ith is hit. Greg will get to search for a land.
so generally
That happens.
you don't pass.
I'm gonna move into combat.
It's not gonna stop you.
Yeah, I'm actually attack with both of these for 6.
I will flash an opposition agent.
Flash in opposition agent. Okay. Let's go.
Sure.
Block.
Sure, take 5.
Yep. 12.
Okay, blocks and kills Stoneforge. Take 5 with Cauldron complete.
I had the turn I played like fucking one for no value, and then you fetched, and then I'm like, oh my god.
Whenever turn wasted.
Sure, yeah.
Tank Terry pointing out the forest was supposed to come into play tapped, so that opposition agent would not have been able to be played, I guess. That's a wasteland for Derek on the left.
Rough.
Yeah, this is pretty crazy. Hit that.
I don't think we have to waste anything here. Just use port maybe? I don't know. But if Derek plays Dark Depths, that could be scary. Okay, gonna waste Destiny Stage. Okay.
Draw.
I don't know if I like that because Greg can now just cast the Loam that I believe is still in hand and get back Thespian Stage and Maze of Ith. I think I would have just held that Wasteland. So hard to say without knowing Derek's hand, though. Lion Sash still in hand for Derek. But we know about a Boseiju, right? Boseiju who endures still in hand? I believe so for Greg.
No, I know.
Loam, Circuit Stage, and Maze of It.
That's fine.
With the trigger on the stack.
Okay, there's Life in a Loam, Get Back Stage, and Maze of Ith. Oh, maybe not. A little bit of take-backs happening. Boseiju on Rishadan Port. Okay, that makes sense to do that before using Loam for what may be its final time. I don't think this stops the search because Boseiju is... Wait a minute.
So you know what? That's. Do you know what? I will let it resolve because I already called for it. So.
Alright, so you got, what is that?
I mean, I played this.
How does this work again? Does it work like Ashiok? Yeah, while an opponent is searching their library... Oh. Yeah, this might be done all wrong here, because it's a May search for Boseiju who endures. So Derek needlessly choosing to search and then allowing Greg to steal a card here, and revealing the hand. Selfishly, for the sake of the stream, I like being able to see the hand, but okay, Solitude. Shadowy Backstreet, Lion Sash, and Phantom Blade were the cards in hand. Scrubland is taken.
Yep. Land for turn will be Maze of It.
Sure. Draw?
Yep. It's gonna be a mess.
Yeah, this is a shit show. So I can hit you for. I can put you to 8. Backstreet's back.
Sure is.
Okay, Shadowy Backstreet, Surveils and Aether Vial into the graveyard. Not super relevant right now. Ale, thanks for the sub with Prime. 9 months. Appreciate that.
I'll go to combat. I'm just doing both.
Okay, Maze of Ith will target the Germ. 2 damage gets through. Greg drops to 8.
But it's like that's why like I played Roll a few weeks ago or whatever, and it's just elegant, especially when it's in the hand of like a pirate.
You do have to reveal your hand when opposition agent is in effect. And you do a search because your opponent controls you.
Okay. Placed stage.
It's fine.
Any effect that says you control your opponent, even it's temporarily, like opposition agent, you get to see their hand. And make all decisions that they make during that time. In this case, just during the search with opposition agent. All right, an Elvish Reclaimer gets played.
Yeah, that's fine. Yep.
Either Vial will get a counter.
Draw for turn.
Yep.
Shot import.
Yep.
Okay, Rashad Import could help Cauldron Complete get across the finish line here. Tap Maze of Ith. And then attack. Thespian Stage could potentially copy Maze of Ith, which could create problems.
Yep.
Move to combat. 7.
Big attack coming in. 7 power. Cauldron Complete has Trample. White Orchid Phantom flies as well. Elvish Reclaimer could help find a land next turn that could help Greg. Maybe Wasteland to hit the port, something like that. Does Greg take 7, go to 1? Feels risky.
Okay, still to try to stabilize here. Alright, block.
Sure, so first strike will kill it, and then when this creature deals combat damage to a creature, exile that creature.
Exile.
Okay, that was also done wrong. The creature only gets exiled if it survives the damage. It's a weird ability. It doesn't really make a lot of sense. But the opposition agent should be in the graveyard. Passing the turn. Ancient Tomb activated. Greg goes down to 1. Thespian Stage will copy Maze of Ith.
It's like one of those like crazy names that
I'm gonna go to 2. I'm gonna evoke Solitude, pitching Lion Sash to hit your Elvish Reclaimer.
Okay, so Solitude takes out Reclaimer. Greg now has 2 copies of Maze of Ith. One of them, of course, could be shut down by Port.
Draw. Play Saga for turn.
Urza Saga, okay.
And I will Boseiju your Rishad Port.
Oh, man. Yeah, I forgot about the Boseiju. All right, so Boseiju hits Rashad and Port. And now the 2 Mazes of Ith will be effective. The Scrubland can get played, but it's an exile for now. Okay. They're just going to leave it in the center of the table, I guess.
Can play that. That's fine. Cut.
Yeah.
Scrubland was exiled with opposition agent. It belongs to Derek. But it is available for Greg to play. All right, passing the turn. No pump fake with the Vial. Goes up to 2.
Okay.
I'll go into combat. Feasible? Sure.
Okay.
I'll just pass.
All right. Derek a little bit stuck. Urza Saga's going to be able to start making some constructs. No other artifacts on the board currently, so they'll be kind of weak, but it's something. Vial on 2. I'm not sure what's in Derek's hand right now. Life from the Loam has been in the graveyard. Scrubland gets played. Cracking Error and Mesa.
It's good.
It's so good.
Finding a basic planes.
Yeah, I got my haywire mic too. I couldn't even get rid of the fucking thing. That's so interesting.
It's rough.
Looks like Greg was holding a copy of Wasteland in hand.
Is it my turn?
Yes.
Untap.
Greg's at 2 life. Precarious. Vial ticks up to 3.
Rest in peace.
Okay, rest in peace, not too bad. That exiles the graveyards, gets rid of the loam. Makes pre-war formalware a little bit worse, if that is something Derek has available. Attacking, double maze. There's the saga, will make a construct. There it is.
Tap. Draw. That's a really good draw.
Greg says that was a really good draw. We'll see. We'll be the judge of that, Greg. Let's see what you got.
Okay, before... Oh, yeah, with the trigger on the stack, I'm going to make a construct.
Okay.
Okay, before Urza Saga pops, making another construct. And then I guess it will search. No activation of Vial for Opposition Agent in response, which Greg is happy with. Let's see what Greg finds here with Urza Saga. Could be Expedition map, although I think we saw one get exiled earlier in this game. Shadow Spear is kind of scary. Yep, Shadow Spear it is.
Yeah, but these are all here. So I can stack all of these and make sure I have that stacked out.
Making a mistake here. Okay, that was a mistake too. Making a lot of those. Another Maze of Ith.
Okay, now 3 copies of Maze of Ith on the board. One of them literally a copy. Thespian Stage is a Maze of Ith. Passing the turn. Okay. No equip of Shadow Spear. Interesting.
Phantom Plane?
What's that?
Phantom Blade gets cast here. Somewhat new card at this point from Assassin's Creed. Blows up a construct.
Combat?
Yeah.
Maze both?
Yes.
I'll just pass.
All right, Vial still on 3. If you're rooting for Derek here, we're hoping that Vial on 3 does something interesting.
That one in hand.
Crucible of Worlds dead at the moment, though, with Rest in Peace on the board.
Untap, upkeep, all these on 3. Draw.
The card next to either Vial on Derek's side is Rest in Peace. The creatures are a Germ equipped with Cauldron Complete and a White Orchid Phantom equipped with Phantom Blade. Tapping 2 mana, what do we got?
Phantom?
Ooh, White Orchid Phantom, okay. Hit a Maze of Ith, a real one. Exile it. Might be better just hit the Thespian Stage because it could potentially copy something else later on, I don't know.
Activate Vial?
Activate Vial, okay, what do we got? Flicker Wisp, okay. Okay. This could be game winning here. And Derek gets it. Flicker Wisp and White Orchid Phantom. Combo. GG's. Nicely done. Nicely done. All right, well, Discord's still down. Well played by Derek. Well played by Greg. Let me see if I could refresh Discord. Yeah, I don't know. My Discord keeps crashing. But, yeah. Join us on Patreon. If you haven't yet, we do have a Patreon. We're going to set up another poll for Twitch chat to decide which match we watch next. Let's decide together. Which match next? Wait a minute though. The Flicker Wisp. Did it bring back the White Orchid Phantom right away? Did I miss that? Oh no, the Wisp targeted the Mazavith. Never mind. Never mind. I got lost in my thoughts for a second there. All right. Let's set up another poll. Which match next? Grixis Reanimator versus Breakfast, Cephalid Breakfast. Cloudpost versus Esper Stoneblade. Reanimator versus Dimir Frog. Dimir Frog versus Breakfast, or Grixis Reanimator versus Esper Control. Two minutes to vote. It is up to you, people of the chat. Rand96, thank you for the resub with Prime 5 months. Appreciate that. All right, votes are coming in. Let's see what the Twitch chat wants to watch. Some hot new decks in this poll. Grixis Reanimator and Esper Stoneblade a little bit on the rise. Top tier decks in the format. Cloudpost, Reanimator, Dimir Frog for sure. Esper Control, an outlier maybe, but interesting. Gizlo hoping for Esper Stoneblade. I liked seeing some taxes action there. There were some good plays in that last match. Less than a minute now to vote. Coming down on the end of this poll. Twitch chat deciding which match we'll watch next. Poll happening now in the chat. Yeah, I like the land destruction taxes deck that we're seeing lately. Running out of time on this poll. Get your vote in. Let's see what the Twitch chat wants. All right, Cloudpost versus Esper. Siak contributed 400 channel points. Let's do it. Let's do it. Diving in.
Everything the same color. Yeah. And I have these cut, like every box is cut a little differently. So now that I'm doing this, is like completely not the same. It feels different.
All right, on the left side of your screen, we have Audrey on Esper Stoneblade. On the right, we have Cloudpost. That would be Sam. Getting ready to go.
Worse. I don't think that one's really more.
Aviator wondering what kind of headphones are these. These are, wait, what are these? One card on the bottom for Audrey, 6 cards in hand. Cloudpost, Tamio. Moving quickly. What kind of headphones do I have? Oh, right. These are Sennheiser. They're like studio headphones. Like, I wouldn't recommend them for, like, riding the subway or something like that. They're just way too big. But sound quality's nice. Once Upon a Time finds Planner Nexus. Not sponsored or anything, just literally telling the chat what headphones I have.
I'll exile it and discard one you draw.
Kozilek's Command.
That'll hurt.
Okay. I guess that's, I don't know if that's true. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, at least it's not a 8.
Okay, maybe that's true.
Unless they have an objectification.
Okay, Psychic Frog is in. Kozilek's Command took out Tamio and then drew Sam a card. Another threat on the board, though. The frog.
You have 2 cards in hand?
4 cards.
Karn, the Great Creator, exiling an Elvish Spirit Guide, but he gets forced pitching Force. Karn is countered. Maze of Ith, holding down the frog.
Top card my library. Bog you. Yep. Snoop Boggy.
Go.
Another Planar Nexus, pass the turn. Teferi, Time Raveler. Longer this game goes, the more mana Sam will end up with, and the scarier his plays will become. Urza's Tower, Elvish Spirit Guide. Not very scary, but Elvish Spirit Guide is on the board. Plus Teferi. Elvish Spirit Guide could attack Teferi, though. Attack with the frog, maze the frog. We'll see if the Elvish Spirit Guide attacks Teferi with the frog on defense. Nope. Eye of Ugin.
Without casting any spells.
Lance has changed so much.
Old man yelling at something.
Relax.
So the Cloud Post can tap for 3 mana. The Urza's Tower can tap for 3 mana. Plenty of mana available to activate Eye of Ugin. Question is, what do we do after that? Here's Undercity Sewer Surveil.
Oh, look how majestic it is.
Certainly that's better than frog, right?
It's just a 1/2. Got it.
Is it an entire trade or no? As many as I do.
Okay, Mystic Sanctuary was on top of the deck. It gets dumped in the trash. Don't need that right now. Plus Teferi. Psychic Frog gets mazed. Activating Eye of Ugin. Uh-oh.
Play another one? Yep. Pass. Deeds are coming.
11 by my counts.
Yes.
You'll see creatures like Ulamog, the Ceaseless Hunger in these decks. Emrakul, the Aeon's Torn. It'll be sowing Mycospawn this time, though.
Doesn't feel fair, you know? I got around the first one.
Mycospawn with Kicker is scary. Glimmer Post gains a bunch of life. Cloud Post now taps for 4.
5, 6,
Planar Nexus allows Sam to make green mana. Looks like a fully kicked, ready to go sowing Mycospawn here. Okay.
Okay, this is good. This is good. This will test me. Do I want to waste something?
That's all good. Yeah, no worries. Yeah.
Okay, exile scrub land, searches for a land. Might be a wasteland. Might be another locust land.
Actually, let me get this.
Blast zone, okay.
Pass. Yes.
All right, Teferi will sacrifice itself to make the big play of bouncing Elvish Spirit Guide and then passing the turn.
Exile the spirit guide.
Ayavugan is activated.
Are they more modern? It's not great. Yeah, yeah.
I think that's 13.
In response to attraction.
So this is 4, 7, 8, 10, 11, right?
12, 13.
12, 13. Yeah. I didn't know you were counting that too when you were counting. It's like, where do you see this extra mana?
My math Vaisal has to do less.
Okay, another Sowing Mega Spawn. Chaining those together could be pretty powerful, as you can see.
Three, 4, pick it. I'll target the.
I think Sam keeps forgetting about the discount from Ayavugan. But okay, blows up the plains or exiles it. Searching the library for another land.
Yes.
Until I become modern. Right. Okay.
And a wasteland on Undercity Sewers. This Mika Spawn is maybe the first or the second, actually, of a few plays that lead to a victory for Cloud Post here. Starting to blow up Audrey's lands. Activating Ayavugan again. This time finds Emrakul the Aeon's Torn. Scott in the chat says this Stoneblade list is so exciting on paper. I knew this was my Eternal Weekend list. I bought an Altered Cauldra, then I played a bunch of matches with it and got really sad. Okay, so Scott maybe abandoning the Stoneblade.
I know, exactly. Harbinger turn 3.
It's like, no. It's three Why else would you ask?
I know.
All right, Sam up a game with Cloud Post. Did the Cloud Post thing. Audrey will be on the play here for game 2.
Pause for a second. Oh, yikes. Sure.
Yep, go ahead.
Getting ready to go.
Why are you so mean?
Split the basics. Leave Harbinger anyway.
Alright.
Okay.
Island.
Scott pointing out that he sees a consign to memory and Audrey can't lose now. That's possible. That's possible. Turn 1 Ponder, though.
Almost never.
Really? You just played back?
I'm on the mill you out strat.
Well, when I was playing Jeskai, it was Ruination, and I had to
Oh yeah, Ruination.
It's like Ruination loops with Tamiya. It's like
Very glad you cannot play.
It was by far the best thing ever. Okay, but you can go.
I go?
Inner Nexus bats.
Yeah. What am I gonna do? I don't play anything on turn 1. I just go right into 1 to 4.
I don't know. Expect something better.
Yeah.
Scott has just gifted 5 subs. Thank you, Scott. Really appreciate that. Number 1 on our all-time leaderboard. A pillar of the 90s MTG community for sure. Thank you, Scott.
7, 8, 9.
Planner Nexus, the turn 1 play for Sam. Turn 2 play for Audrey as a Ponder.
Well, the big boys. It's okay, frogs can get their share of work done as well. Fascinating. Pass.
Okay, Flooded Strand, pass the turn. There is a consign to memory in hand for Audrey, which could help. Hurry up and close out this game against Cloudpost, though.
Surveilling.
I like it for that.
Undercity Sewers, Surveil.
Yeah, like if I can choose to play against
Ground suit. I'm gonna give the guy flying.
Okay, Tamio, Inquisitive Student. That's something. Looks like Audrey's also holding a copy of Shieldred's Edict. Something.
Try to attack with everything.
How many cards do you have?
5.
Okay, 6 mana with double Urza's Tower and Planar Nexus. Karn. Karn, the Great Creator. Counter that?
1.
Shieldred's Edict can also kill it, don't forget.
First one.
Okay, Karn's gonna minus, it sounds like.
Signs do I have?
I am going to minus. Expedition.
Sure.
Expedition map is found and played. There was some floating mana from the Urza's Towers.
And I'll crack it.
Sure.
And then cracking it. Hard mode, thank you for the sub with Prime. 14 months. Appreciate it.
Do basic planes and pass the turn.
No correct.
Basic planes found.
That's awesome. Sacrifice a planeswalker.
Check.
Alright, Shieldred's Edict beats Karn as expected.
Come on.
Yep.
That's pretty. That's a.
Attacking with Tamio, making a clue. So Tamio does make clues. And then I guess Psychic Frog.
I just could never really get my feet under me in terms of resources.
It's the frog, everybody. Alright, here we go. The One Ring. It's getting countered with Consign. That makes sense. The card is really powerful.
Yep. So still one floating Veil.
Veil of Summer. One color is still floating. Alright, the One Ring resolves. Protected by Veil of Summer. And now Sam has protection from everything until the next turn. Draws a card off the One Ring. Won't be able to draw a card from the frog.
It's nothing to play. You get 2 rocks. Well, I mean, the first time I played Ranger is afterwards. That is very good. This is scary.
Just one.
Okay, Swords of Plowshares takes out the frog. Pass the turn. Is it better to hit the frog or the Tamio? I guess the frog. I'm not sure. 2 clues now for Audrey.
6 cards.
Who it looks like is holding pre-war formal wear and another consign to memory. I think so.
No Stormer today. No Storm.
1 ring draws 2 cards this time. 2 bird encounters on it now.
People I feel like are threatening stuff about this guy. Psychic Pro or whatever. I feel like it's totally unwarranted.
Okay, Karn the Great Creator is getting countered. Or at least potentially. Another Veil of Summer. Crack a clue in response.
Sir.
Karn is in. We reached our sub goal. Thank you, everybody. That alert was super loud, I think. My bad. Figuring out what to do with Karn the Great Creator now. Audrey has no ways to attack it currently. Tamio, of course, has 0 power. D2 Akko, thank you for the sub with Prime. 15 months. Legacy hype. There we go. Gotta get some hype in here.
All right, I will go first.
We have not had a hype train on this train yet, have we? Disruptor Flute is found.
No response. Name Harbinger of the Seas.
Okay, so Disruptor Flute names Harbinger of the Seas.
Last game, at one point, I had Cast and Entune, and I had 3 Entunes in my hand.
Knows what Audrey's path to victory could be, shutting it off. At least that's the plan. Tamio attacks, makes a clue. Cryptic Coat. Haven't seen this card on stream in quite a while.
Oh my god.
Yeah. It has cloaked a creature successfully.
Sorry. I mean, yeah.
It was very hateful, yes.
Thank you.
Cryptic Coat. Crypt creature gets +1/+0 and can't be blocked. It's a 2/2 with Ward 2. The 1 ring will draw 3. Sam trying to figure this out. Karn at 3 loyalty.
1 colorless bubble?
Yeah, I think we're right right this time.
Minus.
Okay, Vexing Bauble minus Karn. What could be the play here? Is Mechasynth Lattice a possibility?
Yeah, generally, I think you want consigns, right? So we got 3 consigns, we got 2 Harbingers. Yeah.
I think a Mechasynth Lattice here is interesting, but Karn can be attacked. Got to figure that part out. Okay, Mechasynth Lattice it is. And it's getting cast, protected by Vexing Bauble. Removal for the Cryptic Coat could be game. The creature has Ward 2. Is the only thing.
Thank you. I was gonna crop rotate, get the yeah.
Oh, did they have enough to pay Ward 2? Okay, a swords on the... I must have missed it, but the swords on the cloak creature wins Sam the game. GG's, Sam gets it. Cloud Post. Yeah, Discord's still not working. Okay. Cloud Post gets it. Yeah, 2 very good Veil of Summers for sure. 2 very good Veil of Summers. Let's set up another poll for the Twitch chat, shall we? There was enough mana for the ward then? I guess I just missed it. All right, let's hit up another poll for the Twitch chat. Which match next? Your options will be... Let's see. Lands versus Jeskai Control, or Breakfast versus Dimir Frog, Reanimator versus Breakfast, Blue Black Frog versus 5-color Beanstalk, or Painter versus Reanimator. 2 minutes to vote. Get your vote in. Get your vote in. Reminder that we do have a Patreon. Join our family on Patreon. Couldn't do it without our members. All right, votes are coming in. That appears to be working. About a minute and a half to vote. I'm going to vote on this one. Which one do I want? All right, I voted. I wish I knew what was going on with Discord. I can't get it to work. It doesn't seem like anything is wrong with Discord according to their status website. But on my desktop, it just doesn't work. In mobile, it works. Keeps crashing on desktop. Only for the 90s MTG Discord, though. Other servers are working. Bummer. $30 seconds left. Approximately. Almost out of time. Let's see what the Twitch chat wants. Close poll. People are spending channel points. It will be Lands versus Jeskai. Mr. Arch contributed 2,000 channel points. Thank you for that. Let's set this up. All right, some people are booing. Diving in.
Yeah, I've got the one in the companion app. If you want me to use this instead? Sure, yeah, that would be cool. Don't kill your phone. Thank you.
Okay, we have Anthony on the left with Jeskai, and on the right we have Lands. That would be Shane. Let's see how this goes. Looks like already we have a mulligan. To 5, it looks like.
Just assume that's good. Okay.
We've gone to the dark side.
Alright.
Okay, multiply for Shane, ready to go.
Okay.
You're better than this.
Wasteland? I'll teach you. Expedition map. Pass.
Wasteland Expedition map, pass the turn.
That's not good.
Scalding Tarn? Yeah.
I agree with this.
Yeah, pass. Go ahead. Box Diamond. Card Thespian Stage. Saga. Trigger.
Okay, Mox Diamond, Urza Saga, Thespian Stage discarded, Crucible of Worlds, okay. Hellbent now, but set up for some interesting plays, I would say, for sure. Passes back to Anthony.
Go ahead.
Prismatic Vista. I think I spotted a Force of Will in Anthony's hand. Was there not a blue card to pitch, or were we just letting Crucible Worlds resolve? All right. Play stage from the yard. Pass the turn.
I could, but I only get but it's for each creature.
Correct the Vista.
Prismatic Vista gets cracked. Looking for a basic. It will be basic planes. And then cracking the Scalding Tarn. There's a Wasteland on the board, and it could be played from the yard, so I guess we have to get basics here. Okay, so I'm looking around and then getting a basic island.
You want to remove a tomb? Rats. I will do it.
Tundra.
Yeah. This is ability from 0
Looks like thinking about Wrath of the Skies. There it is, Wrath of the Skies.
I hate it.
Response, I'm going to float and white mana and float green mana. I mean, yeah, colorless and green, yeah. Yep.
Yep, not the jam. Yep.
Okay.
Just so I can go.
So, it's a 0 resolves. Pass. Just destroy, right? Yeah. Pass.
Okay, managed to blow up an Urza Saga and a Mox Diamond. Expedition map could be cracked here. Also, Crucible of Worlds is on the table, so Urza Saga can be replayed from the graveyard. Expedition map searches now.
Dark.
And it finds Dark Depths. We've been presented with an interesting situation here. Shane gets to untap. George or Jorge, thank you for the sub with Prime. 5 months. Appreciate that.
Yep.
Urza Saga comes in from the graveyard. So it's back. Wasteland on the Tundra. That Wasteland could come back next turn.
Again, Stevens.
Steam Vents, okay. Teferi Time Raveler. Okay. Bounce Crucible of Worlds is an option. Bounce Saga was also an option. I like doing Crucible of Worlds, I think. Can counter it on the way back down. I'm pretty sure we have Force Blue card now on Anthony's side.
So I gain 2 and
Trigger 2.
Saga ticks up.
It's going to resolve.
Are you?
Okay, Bajuka Bug.
Untap.
Draw. Attack at the ferry.
Pick up time.
That's gonna. I'm gonna have to exile it then first. And then you. It's basically Gora's Vengeance. So I gain 7, and then I'm gonna draw 7.
Luanil saying making a construct seem better than trying to recast Crucible. Possibly. Here's Narset. Jorge says this is the best place to see some sign cards. Love it. Yeah, we have a few collectors of sign cards that regularly play on 90s MTG, and some of the viewers are really into it. I think I own like 1 signed card. Signed by anybody that you've heard of, anyway. Signed by a Magic artist, signed by somebody important. I did have a playset of magma sprays in my standard deck a while back that I signed. I don't even remember why. I was just being silly, I guess. And then I played with them for a while in maybe Modern or Pioneer, maybe. And then people would be like, "Oh, those look sick. Those are where'd you get those signed?" Or whatever. I'm like, I signed it. I guess it looked nice. I don't know. Kind of a funny thing. Magma Spray. Remember that card? So Narset and Teferi Time Raveler are both on the table. War of the Spark block constructed format. Here's Mox Diamond.
Discard Caracas.
When you attack
Jarvis in the chat says Wrath of the Sky is so brutal for lands nowadays. Yeah, we saw a Wrath of the Skies fired off early on in this game, and it wasn't super powerful, but you can imagine as the game gets a little bit later how much damage Wrath of the Skies can do. Okay, so Force of Negation, pitching Force of Will, counters Crucible of Worlds. Here's the Dark Depths we knew about. Plays a 5th land. Narset will minus. Let's see what we find. Luanil surprised to see Force of Negation used. Yeah, I'm glad you pointed that out, Luanil. Force of Negation, great at stopping life on the loam. And valuable, I would say. So maybe another blue card pitch to Force of Will. I don't know if there was a second Force, but okay, Dress Down is found by Narset. But hanging on to Force of Negation could come back to bite Anthony later. Let's see. Yeah, and Force of Negation, of course, hard castable. At least something to think about as well. Here's Life from the Loam. There you go. That Force of Negation would have been really good right now. All right, Shane gets a bunch of lands back in hand, and yeah, that didn't really work out very well. Thespian Stage Dark Depths combo was available. It seems like Anthony will be able to deal with a first Marilage. Seems that way. All right, there's Urza Saga. It gets its chapter counter.
Draw.
Yeah, a Yavimaya would have been able to speed up making a Marit Lage because Dark Depths would be able to tap for mana. Okay, so sacrificing Teferi to bounce Mox Diamond.
Play Teferi.
Another Teferi. Okay, could bounce Urza Saga with it, potentially.
Take up this Teferi.
Okay, taking it up. Maybe better to bounce Saga? I don't even know. Did the first Narset reveal Terminus or Wrath? Oh. Oh, crap. I don't know.
Trigger 2.
Urza Saga ticks up to 2. Mox Diamond. The Planeswalkers on Anthony's side are Narset Parter of Vales and Teferi Time Raveler. Both of the War of the Spark versions of each of those characters. All right, so Mox Diamond comes in. Caracas discarded. Exploration could be a problem. Ghost Quarter Wasteland. Waste Steam Vents.
Nice.
I had one turn to build it. I had one turn. Did you do this at one time?
Oh, there was a Supreme Verdict found at one point, right? With Narset? I think I remember that happening now. I think my brain is fried. But I think that happened.
Back to basics.
Back to basics. Okay. Okay.
Take up Teferi.
Back to basics. Yeah.
When it came out, I didn't think it was going to have such a
Creates an interesting situation here for Shane.
6.
People of the chat don't have all the arts memorized. That's your problem. Make flashcards.
1, 2.
Need to be more dedicated.
Copy here. Yep.
Okay, making a Merit Lich. There it is. Does Anthony have an answer for it? We're about to find out, I guess. Lands are not supposed to untap. Dredging Loam, Maze of Ith, Wasteland, maybe another Urza Saga. Urza Saga. I kind of lost track of what it was supposed to be tapped and what not. I think the Back to Basics was forgotten about, right? I don't remember what was tapped. But Urza Saga got tapped for mana, maybe. Searching for a land. Searching for an artifact. Finds Vexing Bauble.
That's like from alone. Alright, Saga. Dark Depths has been staged for the Saga.
Okay, Dark Depths, Thespian Stage, Urza Saga. Retrieved by Life from the Loam. Urza Saga gets played. Thespian Stage gets played. Merit Lage attacks. Sack Flooded Strand.
I think I actually punted here. I don't think I have punted.
Oh my goodness, catastrophic error. All right, well, Shane steals game one. The only land left in the deck with mixed white mana was a Surveil land. Oh, man. Okay. We're going to recover. Shane will be on the play for game two. I mean, Anthony will be on the play. So some stuff to take note of for sure. Some lessons learned for Anthony and for people watching, I think. And maybe the back to basics wasn't remembered on Shane's untapped step, but I'd have to watch that back to know. Mox Diamond, what do we have? Discarding a basic forest.
Plains.
Basic plains, okay. Discarding a loam. Loam gets back basic forest, okay.
Island cycle.
Island cycling Lorien revealed. We get now, this match we're watching right now was at FNM at Bifrost Games here in New York City. We get about 30 players every week, 25 to 30 players, usually up towards 30. And there are a lot of new faces that have joined the community over the past year. People building their first decks, people still finding their way, people trying to master their second deck, whatever. People are on different parts of their journey. Shane, of course, if you've been watching this channel for a while, one of our more veteran players, has put up some results in competitive tournaments. I've had players really on, Wasteland on the Tundra, really in all different places in their legacy journey expressed to me that they like that they have the option to play on camera at these FNM events, and they want to up their game. They like being able to watch the matches back. They like being able to learn from not just my commentary, but the commentary of our viewers. And some of them express that playing on camera makes them a bit nervous, which is fine. Leads to them making mistakes, just being a little nervous. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that prosperity card in the graveyard was. The newspaper from Outlaws Thunder Junction. It might have been Force of Vigor. I'm not sure.
Blast.
If anybody caught that, please let us know. Blast Zone gets played by Shane. Exploration on the board. Phil says I think it was Force of Vigor.
Sure. Correct. Prismatic Crystal.
But I think, back to what I was saying, I think occasionally we'll see players who know better make some mistakes playing on camera just because they're a little nervous, a little shaky with the plays, with all of you fine people watching. So it happens. I think, for people, I don't know how many times Anthony's played on camera. For us, not that many. All right, bouncing the Mox Diamond. Draw a card. But I was going to say, I think I made my point, but I think, just pointing out anything but loam here. That was a Pithing Needle, Crop Rotation, and Swords to Plowshares dredged into the graveyard. Milled. Anyway. All right, here's Mox Diamond.
We'll discard Tabernacle.
Discarding the Tabernacle at Pendrell Vale. Not super relevant right now. All right, that is Choke. Islands do not untap. Force pitching back to basics. All right, well. Now Life from the Loam. Turn Tabernacle. Pretty good.
Take up to ferry.
You know, Sorry about the buff. And
Back to basics.
This is a reader from Trump.
Okay, there's back to basics. There was a backup copy. Blast Zone will stay locked down. Wasteland will stay locked down. Basic Plains, Basic Forest for Shane. Safe to untap. So Shane will have access to mana, but disrupted quite a bit. Thespian Stage, Aether Spellbomb, Elvish Reclaimer. Not dredging many lands so far. Gonna return Thespian Stage with Life from the Loam. Play it.
You know what the ward does?
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah, so you have to meet the condition before.
yeah. It's basically.
If they reprinted the Tabernacle of Pendrell Vale with a different name and it said creatures, planeswalkers, and battles, would you be happy or would you be sad?
It's just a
But it's ran.
I'm the honest player, just casting my frogs. Yeah, and then we'll
So honest.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's frogs.
Dude, I always think that Teferi is not a
Dredging Loam once again, Haywire Might, Elvish Reclaimer, Urza Saga. Okay, so just one land again this time. Rishan and Pizza says, make them sacrifice, I'd be happy. Mr. Arch says, I imagine the amount of lands players trying to play the deck without Mox Diamond would go up. Possibly.
Another reanimator for me. Oh, come on. Yeah.
Take up to ferry.
What about Mox Diamond, but instead of as it enters, it's just an ETB. Discard a card. Discard a land. Would you be happy or would you be sad?
I'll
You could play
Fair too.
Okay.
Okay, Urza Saga takes up to 2. There are Thespian Stages available. Back to basics on the board. Have we forgotten some Teferi activations here? I'm not sure.
Take up.
Oh, that's the
All right, Lorien Revealed gets Island cycled away. Gonna find an island and put it into play.
And I'll pass.
There's no way.
I'll make construct. My turn. 2/2. That is currently 2/2. Yeah. For my turn.
Why are you even?
Okay, once again untapping the Urza Saga. I hope it gets caught this time. Back to basics is on the battlefield.
Is that me?
Oh, I thought you said me.
Trigger 3.
The meanness.
Make another.
All right, making another construct. Unfortunately, that is not a legal play, but we're doing it. It's going to search now. Maybe not having the new back to basics art memorized is really hurting us here. Expedition map is found. The search would have happened anyway, but we got an extra construct out of the deal. Should only been able to activate once under back to basics.
Thinking like similar to black. It's like it seemed like
Sure.
that's kind of how it was going to play out.
Okay, swords fired off. It's worth keeping in mind that you can swords before they search so they don't gain as much life or something, but whatever. Teferi plus. No, Teferi minuses. Okay, bouncing the construct. I lost track of Teferi's health. It bounces construct. Fair enough.
Game 1, when you see like 50 shooting at shallow grave, that's like kind of a tell that like I have more stuff.
How much HP does the Teferi have?
Yeah, I haven't seen. I guess it's like
Turbo. Yeah, this is turbo. Yeah. This is like all in mana.
And forgot to draw off the minus. Ooh, not good.
I need to definitely pick up a copy of.
Serious Poe, thank you for the sub with Prime. 9 months and a hi, everyone.
Oh, yeah. And I'll pass.
Triumph of St. Catherine is on the board. Okay, tapping, sacrificing the expedition map. Well, I hope this thespian stage stays tapped. I'm kind of losing my voice. Let's see what happens.
Oh, that's how that works?
That's how that works. It's very weird.
Okay, thank you for that. That's actually really helpful.
Seiju, who endures, is found.
Go back to the graveyard and like reanimate them.
And you can't choose which ones come out of the vacuum, right?
It's all or nothing. Yeah, the vacuum unleash. It's like Ghostbusters. They unlock the reactor and everything comes out.
My turn? Yep.
I mean, ideally, I'm hopefully winning on that turn.
Yes, I mean, you're probably, it's been in play for that long, and you get to 6 mana in the Legacy.
Okay, found a Wasteland, found a Swords off the mill, and maybe a Windswept Teeth?
You do a pop it? Yeah, it's like it's sorcery.
Next to the game's
Pitching Ponder.
Okay, a Force of Negation handled the Life from the Loam. Still got a lot of use out of it. But it's gone. Passing the turn. Triumph of St. Catherine available, but Maze of Ith can be used one time.
Go to combat? Yeah. Stack. Maze of Ith. Meticulous Archive? Yeah.
Meticulous Archive, Serval. Looks like it was left on top. Remembering the Tabernacle trigger, okay. Okay, Tabernacle was paid. Which brings me to wondering if Shane paid for the construct with Tabernacle. I don't even remember. Who knows?
Pass.
The way this game is going, probably not. Beseiju on the back to basics. All right. Takes it out. Now everything on taps. And maybe Anthony's in trouble. Urza Saga comes in. What else do we got? Crucible of Worlds. All right. Well, Crucible of Worlds resolves.
Saga.
Playing an Urza Saga from the yard. So 2 Urza Sagas with 1 chapter on them each. Blast Zone, bottom right of your screen, has two charge counters on it. Waste the Meticulous Archive. I was going to say irrigated farmland. Can you imagine?
Draw.
What's the worst dual land in existence?
Back to basics.
Is it still the Shadows over Innistrad lands where you have to reveal a land in your hand? Here's back to basics again. The Guild Gates? I don't really like the Guild Gates. Not a fan.
9-2. Get a little bit more organized over here. Alright, go to my turn. Draw. Triggers.
Yeah, those Tempest dual lands are pretty bad. There's both the ones that like return to your hand or something, and then there's the ones that are like comes into play tap pain lands or something. Or they don't untap. What do they even do? They're so bad. The Tempest set was a mistake. Akalith pointing out the Ice Age depletion cycle. Yeah, those are pretty bad too, and Ice Age also was a mistake. Coming to play tapped and don't untap? Oh, man.
I gain 5.
Okay, construct blocked.
I take up the Dimir.
Yeah, the homelands lands. Technically, those weren't dual lands; they were tri lands. But yeah, Castle Sanger. Yeah, those are pretty bad.
Counter.
Homeland set was also a mistake. They don't know what they're doing.
And then go to my turn. Draw. Untap. Yes. Knock these ones. This will trigger to 3. This will trigger to 2. Then I have a search trigger here.
Okay, Urza Saga searching. What do we find? Vexing Bauble. Okay.
That also goes to 3. Thank you. No, you're good. I'll flip it. And, I'll make a construct.
Okay, another Urza Saga will pop after making a construct. It looks like a Mox Diamond was found and put into the graveyard.
What's this?
So how big is this construct now? 1, 2, 3, 4? 4, 4? Players a Saga from the graveyard.
Saga. Yep.
Play another Saga from the graveyard.
Upkeep, and 1, draw.
Okay, remembering to pay for Tabernacle, that's good.
Tactic to vary, bounce the construct. Draw a card.
Okay, it's been a little hard to see Teferi's loyalty, but Teferi also bounces another construct and draws a card. Triumph of St. Catherine will attack. Up to 27 life now is Anthony. Steam Vents enters untapped. Pass the turn.
Bounces to my hand? Yeah.
Okay, Otawara bounces back to basics. Everything will get to untap. Not too bad.
And then, Tabernacle creatures, draw. Alright, so now I have a trigger 2 here, trigger 2 here, trigger 3 here. I will make a construct, search trigger.
There's a lot going on the board now on Shane's side. Making a construct, finding a Mox Diamond, putting it directly into the graveyard. Just kind of thinning the deck, I guess. Playing Urza Saga. Playing Boseiju. Crucible of Worlds allows lands to be played from the graveyard. Passing back to Anthony now.
Scalding turn. Take up the fairy. Go to combat.
Back to basics.
Replaying back to basics. It resolves. It's on the battlefield. Blast Zone could detonate here, kill Teferi and back to basics. And Crucible of Worlds. Alright, that is the play. Teferi and back to basics are gone. Looking pretty good for Shane now. Back to basics is gone. Start pumping out some constructs. There's going to be a lot of constructs on this board pretty soon. Crucible of Worlds is gone, but there's a lot to beat here. Now, as Jarvis, who was in the chat earlier, pointed out, Wrath of the Skies, amazing against lands. If Anthony has one, Shane's back in trouble again.
Do you guys have an adult? Alright. Tabernacle trigger. Pay 2. Oh, okay. I appreciate that. And then draw. 12 to 6. 12 to 6. Trigger 3 and trigger 3. I will make another placement and make 3 another. Yep. These both go.
Okay, so it's 2 Urza Sagas, make 2 more constructs. Looks like opting not to search here is Shane. There were 2 not summoning sick constructs, right? I'm not sure. Alright, well.
Yes. It's not designed so that people in Brooklyn
These players are navigating a pretty tough board in this match, in this game specifically. Brainstorm now. Okay, 2 cards back on top. 3 mana. Prismatic Ending? No.
Crucible. Oh, that's not here anymore.
Yeah, Tabernacle trigger was missed here. Anthony has a lot of land. I don't know how important it is, but I mean, it is important, but you know what I mean. All right. Let's see what the Tabernacle trigger situation is here for Shane. There are 4 constructs on the battlefield.
4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Draw. This is a trigger.
There's a Brainstorm available to block, so that's good.
Mana. Failed to find. Go. Use that floating mana to cast Sylvan Library. Or cast the Force.
Okay, Sylvan Library is super late to the party, but gets countered. Brainstorm goes away. Big attack here.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 12, 18, 24.
Attacking for 24.
But I tapped wrong. Okay. You could also have Walker. Lifelike Walker. So you want to. I'm still mostly dead.
All right, a concession. Anthony says you got me. GG's. Shane gets it. Tough match to navigate. GG's. Oh, and Discord's still not working. Okay. At least not for me. Anyway.